Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to another bombastic episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. It's episode 5 of season 3. Thanks for rolling with us, guys. On today's Nerd News Update, Toronto won the NBA championship over the weekend versus Golden State, and as promised, Drake dropped 2 new songs. Fans are going crazy for the Harry Potter-based game Wizards Unite. A military drone has been shot down, and Facebook is set to launch a cryptocurrency called Libra. Today's digital download isn't so big, however, we are celebrating Father's Day on today's episode. So tune in, nerd out, to today's episode of Urban Nerd Weekly.
It's called Urban Nerd Weekly, available on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play Music.
What's trending in? It's your boy Spaceman. Welcome to another episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. Thanks for tuning in and nerding out with us, you guys. I'm so glad you guys are listening. If you're a first time listener, hi. I appreciate you. Today's episode is all about Father's Day. However, first things first, I gotta let y'all know we in these digital streets and these virtual hoods. You can find us at Urban Nerd Weekly on Instagram, and make sure you hit that follow button, as well as on Facebook, Urban Nerd Weekly. Make sure you hit that like, and make sure you hit the page up a lot, guys. We've been getting a lot of engagement on there, so it'd be awesome if you guys could join that bustling little community we starting to have growing over there. As far as I go, my name is Space, and on the internet, on the bigger 3 of the internet, that being Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, I am at Space Was Here, SPAYCEWUZHERE, and if you add a .com to that is my website, spacewashere.com. Please hit that up and join the mailing list for all things space. You get the news on my parodies, my vlogs, all the videos I got coming, all the news about Urban Nerd Weekly, plus when I'm out and about doing stand-up. And don't forget to hit up Nano Kitty Cat on Instagram. That is Nano_Kitty_Cat. So make sure you guys follow her and be nice. Don't tolerate harassment on the internet. But she definitely is a huge help to the show, and will be on future episodes trying to get a little schedule worked out, because we know you guys love Nano Kitty Cat, because you guys made sure that both the episodes that she was on, well, the one episode that she was on was one of the highest rated episodes, or most played episodes of last season, and one of the top 6 played episodes of all together of Urban Nerd Weekly. So gotta make sure we get Nano Kitty Cat back in the so we could get this co-hosting cracking. Also want to remind you guys to subscribe, rate, and comment, and like, the show on all the podcasting platforms, or whichever platform you particularly listen to, that being SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn, and so many more. We're coming soon to Spotify and iHeartRadio. I'm just trying to get some ducks in a row first. But make sure you guys, show up and show out on all the platforms, so all these sites can know who's boss. Like, we're gonna be the Urban Nerd Nation soon. I'm telling you guys. And plus, I got merch coming soon. I got gift card giveaways coming up. Please make sure you stay tuned for all of that stuff. And don't forget my latest parody, Back Snacking Again, which is a parody to Back at It Again by rapper Yellow Beezy, featuring Quavo of the Migos and Gucci Mane Bird, Mr. 1017. I did a parody called Back Snacking Again, so make sure y'all guys hit up my SoundCloud. That is soundcloud.com/Space Was Here. And it'll be the first song, it'll be the first track up there, and it'll be the only one with my logo in the picture, so you guys will find it pretty easy. And please and thank you ahead of time. On to today's Nerd News Update. Over the weekend, Toronto won the NBA championship versus Golden State, and as promised, because of that, rapper Drake, who was a very vehement Toronto Raptors fan, especially during the last series of this last little series of the championships, very vocal courtside, very animated, very amped up, super fan all the way through. As a matter of fact, if you guys remember on earlier episodes, we had a report how he had to be toned down and was asked to chill out by the NBA and the Toronto Raptors. And you know, it's Drake, so he was basically like, nah, fuck that shit. I'm gonna keep turning up. It's Young Money in this bitch. Fuck you thought it was, ho? You know, I'm paraphrasing. But however, as promised, he did drop 2 new songs in the wake of the championship, that being Amaretta and Money in the Grave featuring Rick Ross, which I'm not gonna lie, that shit is knocking hard. Like, if Drake was really smart, he would have dropped that song right before the champion, like right before this series began, and let all that crazy shit he was doing lead up to some more views, some more plays on this shit. But of course, that's probably just how I'm doing, because I'm not Drake and I can't just drop shit and everybody will listen to it like that. On to the next piece of nerd news. Fans are going apeshit for the Harry Potter based game Wizards Unite. It's not getting the kind of fanfare that Pokemon Go was getting when it first came out. However, I don't doubt that over time, Wizards Unite is gonna be one of those Pokemon Go type of games where everywhere you go, you're gonna see people playing on that shit, playing that shit on their phones and whatever. As an avid Harry Potter fan, I'm probably about to download this game just so I can give y'all, keep y'all up to date on how it's going. Because the game looks fun as hell. It's basically just kind of like the Pokemon Go, where you're your own wizard, and they just dropped a patch this morning, or whatever the fuck they call them shits now. I don't know what they call them for games on mobile devices. It's too much shit to learn about, like, lexicon of how they do this shit. So, whatever they called it, they dropped a new one where you get to, your wand chooses you on the game now. So, I'm, like, super hyped about that shit. Next piece of nerd news. A military drone has been confirmed that it was shot down. And that's crazy shit, because it was, like, one of our drones. And, like, usually motherfuckers don't shoot down, like, our shit, like, you know what I mean? So I'm basically just waiting to see, like, how on earth this is gonna pan out for whatever country gets blamed for shooting this shit down. Cause I mean, this is one of them situations where it's really about to go down, Jack. Nerd news. Facebook announced Project Libra today, which is getting folks up in arms because, Facebook's kind of been involved with the whole, election rigging and, the whole thing where the Russians leveraged social media to kind of rig the election for Donald Trump so he could, conspiracy theory. Anyway, the fact that they're Project Libra is, Facebook's entry into the world of cryptocurrency. They're actually trying to bring it to the masses. According to Fortune magazine, I don't know why I said Fortune magazine. According to Fortune, from TimeInc.net, Facebook announces Project Libra and its wildly ambitious plan to bring cryptocurrency to the masses. Facebook revealed its... and this article is by Jeff John Roberts, and it was published on June 19th, 2019. Facebook revealed its long-awaited cryptocurrency plans on Tuesday, announcing Project Libra, a new type of digital money designed for the billions of people using its apps and social network. If the plan is successful, users will soon be able to shop with and send the currency, known as Libra, on Messenger and Instagram, as well as use it with a wide variety of other merchants like Uber, Spotify, and MasterCard. Facebook did not provide specifics about exactly when and how consumers will get a hold of the currency, but executives suggest it will be first distributed on Messenger and WhatsApp in mid-2020. In addition, the company also announced a new digital wallet called Calibra, or Calibra, which will be operated by Facebook as a separate subsidiary and provide users with a way to store and spend Libra. The digital wallet, which won't be available to the public for months, will display the value for users, Libra in their local currency. Hold up, I read that sentence weird. The digital wallet, which won't be available to the public for months, will display the value of users' Libra in their local currency and provide a design similar to popular digital wallet Venmo for transferring money, which is usually a really swift way of telling y'all's asses that these are the companies that they stole the fucking ideas from and how to do the shit. But on the flip side, it could just be they were inspired. Anyway, that is today's nerd news update for today. I'm gonna be looking up. I'm gonna do my next Nerd Money episode pretty soon, and I think I'm gonna do a more in-depth look into the whole Project Libra thing. because yeah, that seems really interesting. It's always interesting when a big money, big, huge corporate type franchise takes interest in something that's been kind of shied away from or been found as fringe or iffy, you know, with the whole, especially with stuff like cryptocurrency. We're still in the early stages of not knowing which way it's gonna go. Like, is it the wave of the future, or is this about to be how they jip us again and get us into another .com/housing market type bubble burst crisis in the next 5 to 10 years? Hard to say right now. But when a company like Facebook takes interest in it, it adds to the stirring of the pot. Now that's okay. That's why they say the plot thickens, because it definitely has. But like I said, that is all for today's nerd news update. On today's digital download, not a whole gang of stuff going on. In the video game section, we got Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, and it was available on Tuesday, June the 18th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. In the music department, Marlon Craft dropped a project on June 18th called Funhouse Mirror. So please hit up all your digital and physical retailers to see what's up with those games, with that game and those and that album. And right before we get into today's topic, which is, like I said, Father's Day, I want to hit you guys with this episode's edition of the Did You Know section. Has anybody ever heard of Hydrox cookies? Anyone? Cricket? Yeah, because you're not here, so you can't actually respond. However, if you ever have, and if you're a fat ass like I am, you've been on the hunt before, like looking for some Oreos, and then there was only Hydrox in the store. It doesn't happen a lot in the down here in Georgia, in the deep south where we're from, but every now and then I find a store that has Hydrox, and then I have friends from like different places in the country that says there's like Hydrox is like the, you know, like the knockoff version of Oreos, and they're like everywhere in other places. But down here in Georgia, we're fat. We want our real nigga fat boy shit. So a lot of people haven't heard of Hydrox. However, like I said, a lot of people think it's a knockoff of Oreos because it's kind of like the generic version of Oreos. However, Hydrox actually came out first in 1908, which is 4 years before the Oreo ever was, you know, fucking even a prototype or some shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, interesting fun facts. And if you're fat shit like I am, that's really interesting to you. One day I think I'm going to have on the Did You Know, like I'm going to try to find the original 11 herbs and spices for Kentucky Fried Chicken and see if anybody could guess them before I put it on the episode and shit. But on to today's topic, which is Father's Day. Now, before I get a little bit too deep into the history of Father's Day and my experience with my dad, I wanted to, because another piece of nerd news update that I was going to share, but I wanted to go ahead and just kind of lump it in with today's topic because it was like a kind of a direct lead in, and I didn't want to like have to go back to referencing it when I started on talking about Father's Day or whatever. However, on Father's Day, Bill Cosby, of all people, he tweeted out a tweet that included a video of him that was called, I think it was called America's Dad. The tweet reads, hey, it's America's Dad. I know it's late, but to all of the dads, it's an honor to be called a father. So let's make today a renewed oath to fulfilling our purpose, strengthening our families and communities. Happy Father's Day, renewed oath to our family. And I'm gonna just play the video. I'm just gonna play it, you know what I'm saying, and let y'all see.
Slavery was over, America kept breaking up the black man's family. And that's some awful history to teach. Now, if you want to look history right straight in the eye, you're gonna get a black eye. Because it isn't important whether a few black heroes got lost or stolen or strayed in America's history textbooks. What's important is why they got left out. Now, this country has got a psychological history. There was a master race, there was a slave race. And though there isn't any political slavery anymore, those same old attitudes have hung around. I mean, the burning part of Burn, Baby Burn is right here in this classroom. We want to thank Mrs. Lovely Billups and the whole gang here at the 4th grade for the brilliant and intelligent artwork that they've done here to make this whole broadcast sing. I want you guys to keep pretending that I'm not... After slavery was over...
So yeah, that was very, very, very interesting. I mean, here's the thing. Very, very true. Everything he said. I mean, you know, this is a old video of Bill Cosby from, you know, back in the, you know, right before probably the Cosby Show days and shit like that, you know, and for the longest running time, Bill Cosby was kind of like America's like resident black dad on TV, a la the Cosby Show. So, you know, I get why, you know, maybe he thought he had kind of the authority to tweak this, and if he wasn't in the types of situations he's been in, it's not entirely his fault about why it came out the way it did. However, you've been, you know, involved in some shit the last couple years. Maybe you're not, like, if you had told, maybe, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, the guy that played Theo, you know, if you let Theo tweet this shit out and, you know, just have people take the message from it, might have made a little sense. But you, sir, you are gonna get exactly what you got, which is backlash. And like the first tweet under it is like someone saying no please, and then some chick is like, you know, he doesn't understand those two words. And that is just how the comments and the fucking replies just popped off from there. Like, this thread is crazy on Wow. And keep in mind, he is kinda in jail right now, or wherever they put. Like, is he in jail, like, for real? Cause he old as shit, yo. Like, I don't think his old ass should be up in there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that definitely fucking happened over the weekend. But yeah, I just wanted to share that because I thought that was quite ironic. You just don't. It's kind of getting taken away. You've kind of gotten your right to you know, say shit like that snatched away when you kind of get caught up in shit like this. However, that was just, you know, that little piece of whatever. On to what's really good on today's episode for the for Father's Day. First, we're gonna go into a little bit of the history of Father's Day, and yeah, they is doing fuck shit on the internet for Father's Day. I'm dodging it all, you guys. I'm dodging it all. All right. First things first. Let's get it cracking. We're gonna do the Urban Nerdopedia, like always. Father's Day is a celebration honoring fathers and celebrating fatherhood, paternal bonds, and the influence of fathers in society. In Catholic countries of Europe, it has been celebrated on March 19th, St. Joseph's Day, since the Middle Ages. This celebration was brought to the Spanish and Portuguese by the Spanish and Portuguese to Latin America, where March 19th is often still used for it. Though many countries in Europe and the Americas has adopted the U.S. date, which is the third Sunday of June, and its celebration on various days in many parts of the world, most commonly in the months of March, April, and June, according to the home nation's customs. It complements similar celebrations honoring family members such as Mother's Day, Siblings Day, and Grandparents' Day. It is observed in over 111 plus countries, and its modern form was founded by Sonora Smart Dodd. A middle name that pretty much said, hey, I'm probably going to come up with something that people are going to remember. Like most holidays, celebrating a family member, most people get the old standard, a gift and a card, and it's usually a nice little thanks for being my dad type of card, or a gift that shows, hey, I thought about you. You know, famously not as vehemently celebrated as Mother's Day, because, you know, Mother's Day, you gotta make sure you put that effort in. But dad kind of just gets the recognition most of the time, and as a man, that's kind of what you gotta take all in the stride. Definitely want to say Happy Father's Day to my dad for Father's Day. I am actually a second generation urban nerd. My dad was around during the days of the original 3 Star Wars. He was around during the original Star Trek series. He was around during the original Dragon Ball series, which set off of the path to lead to Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and the whole next generation of all the Dragon Ball cool shit that came along in the years that have passed. And my dad was around to see all that stuff. He was a nerd when it first began to be kind of sort of cool to be a nerd, but not really. Like he was an undercover nerd back in the 80s and shit like that. So by the time I came along and grew up and became a nerd in my own right, the world had changed a little bit, and voila, we have shit like Urban Nerd Weekly to celebrate all of nerddom being different and everything in fucking between. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have your fathers in your life. However, if he is and he's doing his job, or even if you have a stepdad, or maybe even a grandpa that, or uncle that served that male role model role for you, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't already, make sure you guys let them know how appreciative you are as Father's Day, for Father's Day, and for this one in the future, and whenever the opportunity comes up. Because, like I said, people don't celebrate Father's Day that hard, so just try to let your old man know, how much he means to you. You know what I'm saying? I just... if my dad happens to hear this episode, I will let him know that him letting me be free to be the funny, quirky, nerdy kid I am in my life is what led to me being able to make this show for all of you guys. So, all of my fans subsequently owe my dad a thank you. And that is my, my little Father's Day spiel. Love you, Dad. 5 glasses push-ups for my dad. But yeah, man, so that is all for this episode of Urban Nerd Weekly. But catch me on next episode, guys. My name is Space. I was here, but now I'm